You're so fine, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm really not though. If you see me IRL, I promise you I'm chopped cheese, bro. Hello, YouTube. In today's video, we're back to some fuck shit. An emo RAR XD killer girl. The title of this video is When a Teen Killer Realizes She's Been Caught by the channel Explore With Us, my goat. I do have a little bit of context on this. So this scene girl straight out of 2010, I think she lured her friend out of nowhere, lured her to the forest. I think she might have stabbed her in the neck. I don't think it's her friend. I mean, clearly, yeah. I mean, I don't think a real friend would kill you, but at least I wouldn't. People make edits of this girl, I swear to God. No.
Still being at heart, my wonderful love.
Mid-tier Becky, high-tier Becky, Stacy. No, but yeah, just judging by this opening frame right here, I'm sure this case is going to be very, very disturbing. So yeah, I'm sure you're very excited.
The following interrogation footage has never been seen before.
Grandma.
Oh my God.
Oh, is that the mom? Oh, that's the mom learning what she did.
I'm not gonna ask any questions right now until we get.
What would make a grandmother emotionally break down like that?
Oh, it's her grandma. Dude, did y'all hear her screaming outside of the door? Just from that reaction alone, I think the family really did their best. I think this is going to be a case of somebody, unfortunately, just being born with evil in their heart. There was nothing you could have done as a family to prevent your child from becoming this monster right here.
Karen Brooke. It was the murder her 15-year-old granddaughter, Alyssa Bustamante, just confessed to. If you had to describe Alyssa Bustamante's childhood with a single word, it would undoubtedly be tragic. According to case documents, Alyssa confided in a mental health professional that she had been subjected to severe mistreatment at a young age. The resulting trauma led to Alyssa being diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and the doctor stated she developed an abhorrence for violence. She'd been the result of a teenage pregnancy, as her mother, Michelle, was only 15 years old when she was born, though her grandparents were
Oh, whoa. Did you guys hear that? Her mom was only 15 years old when she had her, meaning there's a good chance she was 14 when Alyssa was conceived. Oh, I'm suspecting SA?
excited to have grandchildren. Alyssa's parents, Michelle and Caesar, weren't prepared for parenthood. It wasn't long before Alyssa was joined by 3 younger siblings, twin brothers, and a sister named Emma. The children grew up in a turbulent household. Caesar Bustamante was eventually charged with 3 counts of assault and was sentenced to serve 3 concurrent prison terms.
Okay, yeah, so clearly I was wrong about the family being good for her. Maybe just the grandma.
There was no stability for Alyssa, her brothers, and sister, and they were often evicted, forcing them to constantly pack up and move. Michelle's parents, Karen and Gary Brooke, stepped in to help take care of the children. However, they soon found that many of their efforts, such as sending food to the family and visiting, were all in vain. Eventually, they realized that there was only one thing they could do that would truly make a difference in the children's lives. The grandparents decided to campaign for full custody of Alyssa and her siblings. When they gained full custody of the children, Alyssa was about 8 years old. Living with her grandparents offered her stability for the first time in her life, but Alyssa had already been exposed to far too much. Seeking a new start, Alyssa's grandparents moved the family to the small town of St. Martins, Missouri, where they bought a nice home on a large piece of land. Right away, the twin boys and Emma flourished in their new location, but Alyssa seemed to have difficulty adjusting. It was in this small town of just over 1,000 people, where everyone knows everyone, that Alyssa's gruesome crime would devastate all who lived there. It was Wednesday, October 21st, 2009, when Alyssa's younger sister, Emma Bustamante, now 6 years old, knocked on the Oltons' front door. She wanted 9-year-old Elizabeth Olton to come out and play. The Bustamantes and Oltons only lived 4 houses down from each other, and the 2 young girls would often play at each other's houses.
Oh man, dude, I say this every time. What do all these murders have in common? Whenever it happens in a neighborhood, they have this convenient forest right next to them, like just prime to hide a body, like where you can commit a murder.
But on this particular day, Elizabeth would never make it home. Elizabeth Olton was a typical girly girl. Before Emma showed up at Elizabeth's house, she'd been excitedly practicing her lines at the dining room table for an upcoming musical, Noteworthy. Elizabeth's mother, Patty, said she couldn't go play at first. Dinner would be ready soon, but the girls begged her enough for her to finally give in.
I fuck with the Care Bears.
Patty gave her daughter clear instructions to be home by 6 p.m. when the sun would nearly be set in late October. and Patty trusted that Elizabeth would come home since the fourth grader was terrified of the dark. Emma and Elizabeth played board games and hopscotch in the Bustamante driveway. Eventually, Elizabeth told Emma that she needed to go home. Emma stood on the big rock by her driveway and watched her friend begin her walk home. However, she didn't stay to see if Elizabeth made it all the way home safely. Emma was later asked by investigators if Elizabeth might have walked through the woods to get home, but she was adamant that they never went in the woods. Emma continued playing outside, though she didn't know for how long. At some point, she lost a hair tie in the thorns by her driveway, and when she tried to retrieve it, she scratched her hand and her foot got stuck. Emma said she yelled until Alyssa came to help her, claiming Alyssa had been in the house and heard her through an open window. As Alyssa helped her out of the thorns, Emma noticed a spot of blood on the thigh of Alyssa's pants. She asked her sister about it, who explained it away by saying she had her period. Alyssa made her little sister promise not to tell anyone about the blood. When 6 p.m. passed, Elizabeth hadn't returned home. Worried, Patty called Elizabeth's cell phone over and over, but there was no answer. Patty then called Emma's grandmother, Karen, to ask if Elizabeth was still at their house. Karen told her that Elizabeth had never even been to the home and wasn't even aware that the girls had been playing. She hung up and immediately called the police. Authorities began their investigation by interviewing the last known person Elizabeth was with, Emma Bustamante. Emma described playing with Elizabeth from approximately 5 to 6 p.m. before Elizabeth left for home. Grandma Karen sat in the room during this questioning, Emma continually glancing at her as she answered the investigators' questions. There was one detail Emma gave that struck investigators as odd: the bloodstain she spotted on Alyssa's pants. Karen seemed removed from the interview, but toward the end she stated, "We just want the truth to come out, whatever it is." By 10 p.m., word of the missing 9-year-old spread through this small town, and hundreds of residents came out in support of the Olton family to search for little Elizabeth. When they had searched the whole neighborhood, as well as the woods, and turned up nothing, law enforcement decided to ping Elizabeth's cell phone and found that it led back to the 60 acres of woods behind her home.
Oh, that's so chilling. So Elizabeth on her way home just like vanished, right? So that's what actually happened. And then Alyssa, aka the murderer, with like the blood on her pants, she tried to like wave that off as, oh, it's just my period, just teen girl things, periods. But no, yeah, we're about to learn the dark truth.
Then made a strange discovery: a hole in the woods in the shape of a grave. As the forensics team began to process the scene, the FBI began interviewing Alyssa. For reasons that are still unknown, they brought her to the hole where Alyssa admitted something odd. She dug the hole. When questioned why exactly she dug it, she said she just likes digging holes and would bury dead animals when she found them. Strangely, the hole ended up being empty, but investigators knew something was very off with Alyssa.
I just like digging holes. Wait, hey, I'm gonna use that. If you ever get caught trying to hide a body, you're trying to bury it, and they find the hole, just tell them, hey, can a girl not enjoy digging holes? I love digging holes.
Strangely, the hole ended up being empty, but investigators knew something was very off with Alyssa. They then conducted a search of her room and discovered a shocking key piece of evidence, one that they would wait to confront Alyssa with until her videotaped interrogation. This led to the most dramatic meltdown in any interrogation we've analyzed yet.
Huh? Yeah, right. So if you don't mind if I sit here so I can write, because I'm going to be taking a lot of notes. So.
It's important to note that when a person is brought in for interrogation, law enforcement have likely developed a reasonable suspicion that the person is involved in the crime. Karen accompanied Alyssa in the interrogation room. Going in, she fully believed Alyssa was innocent. She was in for the shock of her life as the truth began to unfold right before her eyes.
Walk me through exactly what happened.
We didn't go to seminary that day, right? Okay, so I woke up and I got ready and I went out to go get the bus, but I missed the bus because it doesn't usually pick me up.
Okay.
So I went back to the house and my grandpa gave me a ride to school. So I went to school.
Okay.
And I was there all day. And then I came home on the bus and I got home around 3. No, 4. 3:30. 3:30, 4. I get home around then, and I just hung out in my room for a little while, and then I went for a walk around 5, 4:35, something like that.
She is feigning ignorance, commonly referred to as playing dumb.
I was just walking around in the forest for a while, and I was supposed to take my little sister with me, but I ditched her because she's annoying.
Okay.
And I was just walking around in the forest, and then for about an hour, I came back 5:36-ish, and I went up in my room, and then I heard like yelling, so I went outside, and she was down in the...
And then I heard yelling? I wonder what that could have been. I wonder where the yelling could have came from, as she's like chopping the kid's neck.
Went outside, and she was down in the ditch area, she was stuck in thorn bushes, so I went down there, and I helped her out, and she asked me why I was waiting because, I found out on my period. They're like, yeah. Don't
Oh, so this is where she says the period excuse. Like, why are you bleeding? Oh, this is when Emma's the sister, right? Yeah, like the sister asked her, like, what's that blood? It's like, oh, from my period. Don't talk about it.
Because, I found out on my period. They're like, yeah, don't tell anyone that. And so we went out there. And my brother and Anthony were asking about it because she was supposed to be at home or something.
Okay.
And I didn't really think much of it, so we just went back to the house.
Alyssa nonchalantly shrugs her right shoulder. Shrugging only one shoulder is considered a modified shrug, or a variant of a natural shoulder shrug. Abnormal movements like this often suggest uncertainty in what the person is conveying. She leans to her left, an additional nonverbal display of discomfort. The interrogator is in the position of power, blocking the only exit. Although she initially appeared comfortable, Bustamante is now attempting to regain her power in a position of powerlessness.
And then started to get ready to go to church because we have Wednesday night activities.
Okay.
And he came, and he was pounding on the door, and he was like, do you know where my is? Because he couldn't find her.
She begins to nod her head as she speaks. This does not align with her baseline pattern of nonverbal behavior. Something is off. Although we can only speculate, this may serve as a self-pacifying behavior. Bustamante is assuring herself that what she says is believable. Alternatively, Bustamante's head movements could be a conscious or subconscious manipulative nonverbal meant to spur agreement and empathy in the interrogator.
And that's when things started to get, people were like, oh.
Bro, they need to hire Iwu for these investigations. The way he analyzes all of this body language, like Jesus. But yeah, her nonverbal cues are a lot different now that she's like lying more. Like she's doing like that head nodding stuff to try and make you agree with her. Yeah.
Continue to observe all the nonverbal indicators of discomfort that we mentioned previously, but take note of contrasts.
We ended up going to church. And a lot of stuff happened while we were there. It's from 7 to 8:15-ish. And when we came back, there was 3 sheriff cars in our property. And there was people out searching everywhere. And that's pretty much it. I went to sleep after that.
Okay.
Bustamante says, here. She does not use this consistently throughout the interrogation. It is not one of her baseline tendencies. Because she does not regularly say, this moment is worth noting. It's also interesting to note that Alyssa uses what is known as an exclusion qualifier when she states, that's pretty much it.
Hey, not gonna lie, I'd be doing that a lot. If I ever got locked up for doing some heinous shit, I'd probably do that a lot during the interrogation. Just know you would catch me easily if I did anything bad.
According to the retired CIA interrogator, Philip Houston, an exclusion qualifier is defined as being a tactic that enables people who want to withhold certain information to answer your question truthfully without releasing that information. Examples of exclusion qualifiers include statements such as, not really, fundamentally, for the most part, probably, and so on.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty much it. I went to sleep after that.
By stating that's pretty
I do
much it, she's technically being truthful, but only by leaving out key details and withholding information,
Oh.
specifically the murder of Elizabeth Olton.
How old was Elizabeth? Can somebody remind me of that? 9? Oh, she was 9, huh? Jesus. 9. And then Alyssa, she was definitely older.
Murder of Elizabeth Olton. When the CIA is interrogating an individual, they conduct both body language and statement analysis. They look for clusters of 3 or more indicators that occur in either quick succession or all at once. This exact moment is the perfect example of what a CIA officer looks for during an interrogation to determine if someone is being deceitful.
That's pretty much it. I went to sleep after that.
When Alyssa states that's pretty much it, there are 4 indicators that occur within just a few seconds. The aforementioned a half shrug of the shoulder, shaking of the head, and then nodding the head. Note how she shakes her head no as she states, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
This is known as incongruent body language. Though, of course, you always want to look for clusters.
Yeah, I think like when you do that whole like that's pretty much it like that, you're trying to appear more like loose. You're trying to relax the person you're talking to get them to go along with you, to kind of ease the tensions, to diffuse the situation.
This particular moment is significant as it's paired with other indicators, including
Wait, somebody in chat said Omar's literally like thinking of how he will speak in the interrogation room. Yes. With all of this true crime we watch, we're all going to be pros at lying and manipulating. Hey, we're prepping for the inevitable day. One of us is going to end up in an interrogation room.
This particular moment is significant as it's paired with other indicators, including statement analysis. Alyssa employs the exclusion qualifier multiple times throughout the interrogation. See if you can spot the other moments where she employs this tactic and post the timestamps in the comments.
Okay.
Bro, Iwu is engagement baiting. That's my first time seeing Iwu in engagement bait. Anytime you see her nod, leave a comment down below.
Alyssa gives Officer David Rice the outline of her movements on Wednesday the 21st, But two things become clear during this retelling of events. Alyssa had come into contact with Elizabeth Olten on the day she went missing, and Alyssa unwittingly places herself in the woods where Elizabeth's cell phone last pinged and where eventually they'll find Elizabeth. This confirms opportunity and the place for the crime to take place, but Alyssa's demeanor comes across as calm and confident.
Now, you have a boyfriend.
I do.
Okay, what's his name?
His name's
Yes. Okay. Do you know, has anybody talked to
Boyfriend,
you
okay.
about any of this? Or
I'm pretty sure he's been interviewed.
okay.
Alyssa's boyfriend had been interviewed by law enforcement, and when the interview opens, we see him biting his nails and looking nervous. According to the case files, there had been an eyewitness who claimed to see a teen allegedly
What the fuck is he doing with his leg? Do you guys see that?
and looking
His leg's going
nervous.
crazy. Oh
According
no, it's a chair. I was like, how is your leg doing that motion? What the fuck? Guys, maybe I am a little slow.
According to the case files, there had been an eyewitness who claimed to see a teen allegedly resembling him near the location of Elizabeth's disappearance. This interview took place after Alyssa's own interrogation, though he was also interviewed previously as well. And as the interview begins, he had just taken a polygraph test and was about to be confronted with the results.
You're not being truthful with me about everything that's going on here. You know, and we need to get the truth. That's what we're here for. Mm-hmm. You know, we know a lot more stuff than we're leading on to believe. We've talked to several people.
The interrogator sits closely to Bustamante's boyfriend, Dustin, and speaks with authority. He states that they know Dustin has more information. This is a direct confrontation approach to interrogation.
We've talked to several of your friends. We've talked to several of his friends. And they've told us some stuff. They've told us some phone conversations they've had and everything.
Ooh, so he's just letting Temu Justin Bieber over here know that, hey, we know everything, man. There's no point in lying to us. We've talked to everybody. So if your story's different, we're gonna kill you. No, but we're gonna lock you up.
So what do you know?
I don't know anything.
What do you know?
Nothing. All that I know is what the FBI told me.
Why is the polygraph telling me different? Why is your body telling me different? Why is your heart telling me different?
He's hooked up to a lie detector.
Nervous has nothing to do with it. We've talked about that.
The interrogator is looking for a reason why Dustin is nervous. The polygraph test is all about psychophysiological detection of deception, PDD, or the use of physiological measures to detect lying. It measures certain autonomic physiological markers, such as heart rate, perspiration, and blood pressure. Examiners measure these markers at suspects' baselines before they're interrogated. Then they measure how these markers change from question to question. These markers are associated with anxiety, which is often present when one lies. The interrogator knows that Dustin is nervous. However, the polygraph cannot show exactly why he is nervous, when he is nervous. An adrenaline spike to a question could indicate lying or some other form of emotional arousal, not directly related to the topic of the question. The interviewer isn't outright saying if he failed the lie detector test. Later case documents revealed the polygraph's results. Alyssa's boyfriend was asked 3 questions during this polygraph, all concerning Elizabeth.
I feel so scared about the idea of lie detectors because I get nervous in general. So even if I'm telling the truth, I feel like just my sheer nervousness of being in the room like that would kind of fuck with how how my body reacts to questions. Yeah, I might set off a false alarm.
Boyfriend was asked 3 questions during this polygraph, all concerning Elizabeth. Did you physically cause her death? Did you physically take her life? Did you do anything physical that ended her life? He answered no to all 3. Yet, according to the case files, it was determined that he was being deceptive in some way with his answers to all 3 questions.
Nervousness has nothing to do with it. Nothing at all. Your heart rebels against a lie when you normally tell a lie. And there's nothing you can do to control it. You can try to control your breathing all you want. You can think of other things all you want. But your heart, that right there, is going to tell the truth.
The heart is the first autonomic physiological baseline measurement collected. Some studies suggest that both heart rate and respiration rate show no significant increase or decrease, depending on whether the subject told the truth. But research has produced mixed results. Regardless of these inconsistencies, what is most telling is how suspects respond when under the impression that they were caught in a lie. Let us see how Dustin reacts when the interrogator implements this technique, a technique we will explain in just a moment.
What if I told you that we did a neighborhood canvas out there and talked to all the neighbors who live out there, even the neighbors who live in the subdivision behind where I live, and then lives in the subdivision behind where I also lives. We talked to all those neighbors. We did a spot check out there with cars. Now all the cars that came through there, we stopped and talked to them. Mm-hmm. What if I told you somebody saw a kid about your size in a black hoodie with a black t-shirt and blue jeans on, standing there on the side of the road next to the guardrail?
From that point on, we see the interview begin to use what is called the Reid technique. The Reid technique is an interrogation type used in the accusatory process. An interviewer tells the suspect that the results of the investigation clearly indicate they committed the crime in question. It's a 3-phase process, beginning with fact analysis, then a behavioral analysis interview. This phase is designed to be non-accusatory to develop investigative and behavioral information. The 3rd phase follows, when appropriate, the 9 steps of interrogation.
We did a photo lineup.
We're learning how to be CIA investigators right now, chap. I hope you're taking notes.
We can do it for you,
We did.
During the initial neighborhood police canvass, the eyewitness said that they had seen a strange boy in a dark t-shirt and baggy pants standing alone at a guardrail near where Elizabeth went missing. The eyewitness had been shown a copy of Alyssa's boyfriend's driver's license photo, and they claimed that the picture resembled the person they had seen. We know that eyewitness testimony is notoriously inaccurate, though admissible in court. Witnesses rely on autobiographical memory, specifically episodic memory, which is a type of recall involving events with contextual details, such as where and when something occurred. This type of memory is sensitive to memory bias. A witness might recall a suspect wearing a blue shirt a day after the occurrence, but state that the shirt was red a week later.
So why is that?
I wasn't there.
Alyssa's boyfriend comes across pretty confident, borderline defiant, when he looks the interviewer directly in the eyes. It's interesting to see him be combative with the interviewer at the mention of law enforcement having already done a photo lineup. Contrary to popular belief, anger is a more common reaction in individuals accused of something that is not true. If law enforcement had completed a photo lineup and it led to a positive identification, he would have already been arrested and charged. The constant accusation becomes exhausting, and suspects just want the process to end. They assume that admitting something will end the interrogation, and most suspects think that invoking the rights of silence in counsel will label them as guilty. Alyssa's boyfriend is strong-willed throughout the entire interrogation and didn't take any of the bait the interviewer dangled in front of him. After he is questioned by the interrogator in
Oh, so he's innocent. Okay.
the video, he's then questioned by Sergeant Rice. It was then that he confirmed the investigator's suspicions all along. He had
Oh, never mind. Oh, he was hiding something. Oh, shit.
been then questioned by
I
Sergeant
spoke too soon. Oh my god, I suck ass, guys. Oh, I'm a shitty investigator. Oh god.
Rice. It was then that he confirmed the investigator's suspicions all along. He had been hiding something.
Exactly. What did she tell you? Okay.
Ooh. She told me that she killed her. Oh, dude. Wow.
Okay. Well, told you that she killed her. Told you that she strangled her. And what else?
Cut her. That's you getting into detail with that. She just strangled her and cut her.
On October 22nd, Alyssa had gone to his
Oh,
house.
jeez. Fucking girlfriend right here told him in detail everything she did, like it was a day in the office. Fucking killed her, strangled her, cut her. Oh my god.
And told him about the crime she'd committed just the day before. He denied having ever been involved in the crime and said he wasn't present when it happened. So why had he lied?
You haven't said anything. She's scared of what?
Once she ever found out that I gave away information that got her locked up. What is
I call bullshit on that. She scares me. Nah. I mean, he could be telling the truth, but also I feel like she just wanted to. I think maybe he wanted to look out for his girlfriend. Well, maybe I'm being too harsh there. She did fucking kill somebody. So like, you know, and this guy's just a teenager, so I think I'd be scared too.
a way how to take off her ankle bracelet, and she comes and kills me in my sleep and my mom. And then finds out where my sister lives and kills her.
Scared of what?
Her, and if I'm going to have any more girlfriends like this.
You poor guy. Well, I guess that's not all crazy. I guess that's understandable.
Dustin was never implicated in the murder of Elizabeth Olden. Back in Alyssa's interrogation, Sergeant David Rice pulls a
Okay,
map.
see, that's good. You know what? Yeah, I don't think the boy deserved any real consequences, even if he was showing some. I don't know. Yeah, I know. I don't think he deserved any consequences, so that's good.
For the surrounding woods and neighborhood.
There's like a tree line. Do you want to like draw this for you?
I have a map.
Oh.
Now, the thing about this map, I don't think it has where your actually house is. So the way I understand the new house would be right about here. Is that right? Okay, let's say the new house is ballpark here.
And then there's a trail that goes out here, and it's like right.
Drop for me if you will, please.
I'm not exactly sure how far back it goes. It's like past all the clearings, and then when it starts to get to like a smaller trail and whatnot, there's a little side thing. It's like a side trail I go off on.
It's something we always do is we'll walk a person through their day and we make a timeline just so we go through everything. So what time did you go for your walk?
The interrogator is using the TED technique, or the Tell, Explain, Describe technique. He is making it clear to Bustamante that he wants her to recount the day of events as a narrative. By recounting the day of events as a narrative, Bustamante is more likely to reveal other telling personal or contextual details.
I went for a walk around 4:30 or 5.
Okay. So how long, when you got home about 3:30, how long were you at home messing around before you went on your walk, you think?
I was home at least an hour.
Okay, so about 4:30 or 5 you went.
Right. Well, there's a, I believe that this little line here is a trail or something. But
Did you go out all this way over
Yes.
here? And then where'd you go from here?
I just kept following the
Where does it
path.
go from here? Show me.
The interrogator speaks more rapidly and presses Bustamante for an answer. During this portion of the interrogation, Bustamante
Yeah, the interrogator's stepping in a lot more, guiding the conversation.
has displayed many disruptions in speech, frequently saying and like, and altering her vocal intonation.
It goes like, it does some turns and whatnot. It's a pretty easy path to follow. It's like
Okay.
a road path.
Well, I mean, show me what, does it loop back around then?
No, it doesn't loop. It like goes this way, I think.
Okay, and then what'd you do?
And then there was a patch I just hung out at the creek.
And then what'd you do?
I came back.
Then you walk back?
Yes.
And then what'd you do?
I went home.
She draws out the I and ends by saying home with an upward inflection.
I went home.
This is what linguists would say. 1. Upward inflections are used when asking questions. Bustamante lacks confidence. 2. Drawing out words conveys a double meaning, but the statement is not implicative, or not meant to convey a double meaning. Put together, her underlying communication is, I'm not confident in what I am saying, and what I am saying is in conflict with what I am thinking. As we move forward, listen for these subtle cues. Sometimes it is not just one word, but a combination of words that tell the true story.
How long did that take you to do?
It takes about.
How long were you on your walk?
Walk? It's about 15 or 20 minutes, I believe. Right? Or what's the first half after we went to? When we took Princess with us?
It's been a long
Yeah.
time.
I don't know. It's
How long were you gone that day after the walk?
I was gone for about an hour.
Okay, so you were gone about an hour. When you walked out there to the cow pasture, what were you doing up there?
I was just, enjoying nature, taking a walk.
Alyssa happily draws the path she took on her walk for Sergeant Rice, which confirms her knowledge of the surrounding woods. She recounts her day again. Suspects are typically asked to repeat their story several times so that law enforcement can look for inconsistencies or for information that only the perpetrator of a crime would know.
We went to church and just did the activities till 8, came back, and everything was just crazy.
So you got back at 8, and then, what did they tell you?
Well, they were like, yeah, there's stationaries there. People were out searching for her. They can't find her.
They just
And
said she was
they
missing?
they were like questioning me about the day. They didn't actually question me that day though, because I went up to do it.
Yeah, that's true. Like that, what she said. Oh, like what were you out doing on this walk? Like, oh, just enjoying nature. She does not strike me as a nature type of girl. I'm gonna be real. Back in the day, I used to know some of these scene girls, especially with this haircut. These girls hated being outside. That's some bullshit coming from her mouth. Yeah, she was out there digging holes. Yeah.
And they were like questioning me about the day. They didn't actually question me that day though, because I went up to go take a shower, and then they just left or something. And I'm to bed.
So they just told you it was missing?
My grandpa did, yes.
How did that make you feel?
I didn't think it would happen.
The interrogator asks how it made Bustamante feel, and she responds cognitively, explaining what she thought instead of how she felt. It is easier to describe thoughts than emotions for individuals who struggle to identify emotions. It could be reasonably assumed that Bustamante is emotionally stunted in certain but not all ways.
Like, things like this don't happen to you.
Even though she says that she didn't think something like this, a little girl going missing, could happen in St. Martin's, Missouri, she doesn't seem too concerned or shocked or surprised. The investigator then asks what Alyssa knows about Elizabeth.
Just another Wednesday.
Well, she's 9.
Okay.
I don't really know that much about her either.
Tell me what you do know about her.
Okay. She'd come over and swim. She's kind of girly,
Okay.
not like naturistic, I guess you could say.
She's kind of girly, like not naturistic. Is that even a word?
She can be annoying.
Okay. Okay.
Oh,
Well, there's been...
ooh, she just dropped a little dig at her.
Okay.
She can be annoying.
Well, there's been... there were some folks out there out in the forest, I guess, digging some holes or looking at some holes.
Mhm.
And I guess they had said that you like to go out there and dig holes. So I'm going to have to ask you some stuff about yourself.
Okay.
Because obviously that plays in there if they were looking at holes and you're out there in the forest and that sort of thing. So I
Right.
guess just tell me a little bit about yourself so I understand.
There's no way this interrogator isn't like slightly humored by this situation. Like he wants to, like he could laugh, but he knows how silly that sounds.
I really like nature, animals, being outside. It's
Okay.
it's just naturistic like that. And I get bored really easily, and I'm entertained really easily.
Okay.
So digging holes is just something to do.
Alyssa keeps this explanation casual.
Dude, teenage girls back then, especially like in the 2010s or whatever, MySpace, bro, MySpace, the computer, etc. You really mean to tell me this sheltered ass girl was just going out into the forest when you're bored and digging holes? Like,
Alyssa keeps this explanation casual and surface level. It sounds like digging holes is genuinely a hobby for her, which doesn't seem too odd given the fact she's a teenage girl in a small town with probably not a lot to do.
Ewu, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I don't think that, that's not believable at all.
At the same time, it's still interesting to note. She mentions that her brothers and her dig holes all the time, sometimes near their home, sometimes out in the woods.
Okay. Just like to dig holes?
And I like to climb trees.
Okay.
I bury dead animals that I find because I believe it's respectful to them.
It almost seems like Alyssa is beginning to understand where the direction of questioning is starting to head. Yet her behavior remains calm. David Rice, as the main interviewer, is playing everything very casual. He makes it seem like he's on her side and doesn't believe she has anything to do with Elizabeth Olton going missing.
What kind of holes do you dig? Tell me about these holes you dig.
Even I wouldn't know how to answer that. Like, what kind of holes do you dig? I don't know. Like the holy kind, the deep kind. I don't know.
Dig them a certain way every time, or just dig a hole?
Just dig a hole, pretty much.
Just wherever they're at. I mean, do you dig a certain spot or what?
Whether digging holes is a hobby of Alyssa's or not, she makes it seem like the most normal thing in the world for a 15-year-old to do in the woods.
I'm such a not dirt kind of girl.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. I don't do
Yeah, dude, I forgot that this woman is here. She knows this is such bullshit. Like, just digging holes. And she's just there like, yeah. And then she jumps into the conversation here to kind of act like she's valid, the teenager.
worms, and I don't do worms, and I don't do dirt.
Well, I'm in rugby,
Oh,
and so like we do a lot of contact physical in the mud and whatnot. And I
several
really
girls play
enjoy it.
rugby. That's kind of the thing right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
The interrogation turns into a friendly conversation between the juvenile counselor, Ms. Toby Mayer. The woman sat next to Alyssa and told the rest of the room about how girls rugby is a new sport to the area.
High school girl rugby, and they get after it.
Oh, I'm sure they
Yes,
do.
they do.
The school
I'm
doesn't
sure
sponsor
they
it because it's too dangerous. But there's a team in Jeff
I know
City.
there's at least 2 teams in Jeff City,
Yes, I'm not sure about the island, but I don't know. So,
and you love it,
I do.
and you love the mud, and you
So
have dirt
much.
under your fingernails. Do you mind worms?
Sergeant Rice gets right back to business, steering the conversation back to the holes.
This hole that you dug, when did you dig that hole?
Sunday, I
Sunday.
believe. Yes.
Why did you dig that hole?
Because Sunday I was bored. You don't really do much on Sunday. Can't watch TV, play video games, you know. So decided to go outside.
There's something in her voice that tells you she's not being entirely truthful. She's also beginning to nod her head a lot, which could be her way of trying to convince Sergeant Rice that her story is true.
When did you dig it?
Ooh. I think my grandpa would have the exact time.
This statement is odd. It's unclear how or why Alyssa's grandpa would know the exact time the hole was dug.
No, she's starting to panic. She knows where the line of questioning is going, and she's starting to be like, I actually can't answer these questions anymore. I'm gonna start shifting accountability to other people.
Especially considering what is revealed later.
I don't really.
What were you doing Sunday? Tell me about Sunday then.
Her nonverbal indicators are more obvious. Look for the self-pacifying behaviors mentioned earlier, in addition to new behaviors like lip-licking and interlocking fingers.
We didn't go to church Sunday, right? Because we were at Mom's house, I believe. I was at my mom's house for the weekend.
Okay.
She lives at the lake. And we came back around 5, and I know I dug it before dark, so it was sometime in between. Wait, what time did we come home?
I didn't pick you up till 6.
Well, it must have been in between like 6:30, 7, I guess.
You picked her up where?
Eugene,
You picked her up at 6 p.m. at Eugene?
Right.
And it's how long the drive?
about
So you got back home 6:30, 6:45ish probably?
maybe they might have 6:30.
6:30?
25 minutes.
Well, it's getting dark by then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got home at 6:30,
Yeah.
and how did you dig a hole at what? So what did you
Oh,
do
that's
Sunday? Well, I'm not asking what your grandpa. When you got home at 6:30 Sunday, what did you do then?
Oh, I think I took a shower and went to sleep, so I don't think I did it. I think it was Saturday, actually. No, because I wasn't here Saturday.
I just took a shower, went to sleep, and had some dreams about digging some more holes, officer. I mean, I don't...
Took a shower and went to sleep, so I don't think I did it. I think it was Saturday, actually. No, because I wasn't here Saturday.
Bustamante is digging herself deeper and deeper into her own hole.
You weren't here Saturday.
Nope.
On Sunday.
Right.
Monday.
I think it was Friday then, because I was here Friday.
It would seem possible. to
Right.
us.
Right.
And you weren't here Saturday,
Right.
and you didn't do it during the week because there's only Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
So then you're thinking it had to been Friday.
Yes.
These weaknesses in her story will later be exploited in the interrogation, but for now David is playing it close to his chest. He's aware her story is changing, and it seems like Alyssa is also realizing that her story is starting to fall apart.
Okay, so tell me about Friday. Do you remember Friday? Did you go to school on Friday?
We didn't
You
have,
did?
we didn't have
Okay.
school Friday.
No school on
So I
Friday.
got up around like noon.
Okay.
Ish.
So were Grandma and Grandpa home on Friday? Or did you work on Friday?
Saturday.
You worked half a day, so you got home at noon?
12:30 is when son comes in about 42.
Okay, so was she asleep when you got home?
I just do not recall.
Okay. So then Friday, what'd you do? Think back to Friday.
After getting up, I hung out for a while at the house, and it was a nice day Friday.
She is deflecting or attempting to redirect focus elsewhere. In certain contexts, hair stroking is a pacifying behavior. Hair stroking is not one of Bustamante's baseline behaviors and is occurring in a high-pressure context. This is likely a pacifying behavior. Bustamante is uncomfortable.
Relatively nice day. So I decided to go outside, just do whatever, and I dug a hole.
Alyssa's bouncing around more than she was at the beginning of the interrogation. She's
Ooh, she's nervous. She's nervous, chat. She's doing all this. She's doing all this.
rocking back and forth, nodding her head. It seems that as her story is unraveling, so are her nerves of steel.
Why did you dig that hole?
Because I was bored, and I felt like doing something.
Tell me about that hole, though. It's a very specific hole. It's a very unique hole, I should say.
Are all of your holes like that?
No.
But why? You dug the hole, so you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Rice is describing the hole in a vague way to see if Alyssa might add anything that would explain why she dug it.
Could you imagine if the hole was literally body shaped? That would just make it even funnier. Like it's literally the shape of a body. That'd be hilarious.
She doesn't really have an answer or a reason to give as to why she dug that particular hole.
That was a very, very unique hole.
I guess. I was digging. I mean, whatever shape comes to mind.
Whatever shape comes to mind, officer. Have you never dug a hole? Sometimes I do squares, sometimes I do rectangles, sometimes I bury bodies. Like, come on. I'm a normal girl.
And you can understand why, as if people were out in the woods looking for a person, if they were lost, or God forbid, looking for, if they thought it was God forbid, a body, why they would be alarmed by that hole, because
God forbid,
come along a hole, freshly dug hole that was, and so think a perfect rectangle about 3 feet by about 4.5, 5 foot, straight shovel marks down, about, as you described when I talked to you out there, about that deep.
Interrogators probe for specific answers after asking broad, open-ended questions. This is, again, part of the TED interrogative technique, or the tell, explain, describe technique. Imagine the flow of interrogation as a funnel. Alyssa's interrogation has become more focused, narrower. Rice is asking a very specific, probing question. Not only does he ask a very specific, probing question, but he illustrates with his hands the exact size and shape of the hole.
Straight down the first few inches of dirt, up until you get to that real hard packed dirt, almost as if somebody were digging down, got to a point where you got to those roots in that hard dirt and realized it's too hard to dig. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Rice relays details and speculation surrounding the crime scene, but does so from Alyssa's perspective. Alyssa is likely to identify with the story he tells. Liars tend to distance themselves from their lies, but Rice has psychologically repositioned her into a self-identifying mindset. Her nonverbal indicators become increasingly prominent.
Most people, if they were just going to bury a bunny or something out there, they dig. I'm digging a hole. I got to just dig a hole. But for a 15-year-old girl to dig a perfectly rectangle 3 by 4 or 5 square rectangle hole, it just caught a lot of people as very odd.
That makes sense. It does.
The hole Alyssa dug is the perfect size and shape for a small grave. It's a perfect.
That makes sense why it would be a little weird.
It is alarming to come across during a search for a missing child.
What do you think about that?
When Sergeant Rice asks, "What do you think about that?" to Alyssa, he's using the theory of the crime development, where the investigator knows there was a crime, but doesn't understand all the steps involved and doesn't fully comprehend the motive. This is where interrogators will use deceptively innocent questions to get the suspect to fill in the gaps and create a plausible working understanding of the events.
Well, I guess, the timing for digging that hole was definitely not good.
Have you ever dug a hole like that before?
I have.
There's an entire discussion about other holes of similar shape and size that she's dug before. These holes are where she buries animals, but there's no clear indication if Alyssa happened upon these animals' bodies or killed them herself.
It doesn't matter if it's a year old. They have sonar. They can run right over it, and they can tell you the shape, the depth, the whole thing. We're talking about guys that have the FBI. They have instruments that can do just about everything.
This is subtle intimidation meant to imply that Alyssa need not lie.
Have you dug a hole like this before then, or is this the first time?
It's not completely like this, but it's kind of like that.
Okay,
Like
so
big enough for a shoebox.
Okay, but this is the first time of that size.
Yes.
Okay.
But what about the big round ones that kept falling in? And I mean, they're huge. And I kept telling you, you guys quit doing this because they're dangerous. And we just ride our horses up there, and I keep
Sure.
I mean, they're huge.
Okay.
There's like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And this is on our property.
Digging pits for
I don't know.
It was entertaining.
I bet it was entertaining.
Okay.
And we like to make traps, just occasionally, put some sticks over it and some leaves.
Yeah, we
For you to break a leg.
Yeah.
Well, if they have horses, that's not a good idea, Liz.
Well, we don't ride our horses
You
up
know,
there.
I was going to say, if a horse breaks
Right,
its leg,
right.
what happens?
I know, but
Yeah.
we didn't do that. We didn't ride our horses up there.
Well, we used to.
We used to, but we don't.
We have horses. You have horses.
I do.
They're not rectangle. They're
Big round ones.
I don't know what that matters.
Okay. Did ever go on walks with you in the woods?
Nope.
The questions asked here are entrapment questions, and if any inconsistencies are found, the suspect's statements would be treated as lies. This type of questioning places additional pressure on the suspect as the interrogation continues.
I've
I know
never
you
seen
said
her.
she was a girly girl.
Yeah, I've never seen her in the woods.
Okay. I mean, did you ever take her on walks in the woods or anything like that?
When I go on walks, I like to go with myself.
Here we see a clear inconsistency in what Alyssa is saying and what her body is saying. When asked if she has ever gone on walks with Elizabeth in the woods, Alyssa states, nope. Her head movement transitions from side to side to up and down. Alyssa's body tells a different story.
What do you know about all of this so far? Obviously, unfortunately, your poor family's been thrown in the middle of this.
His additional comments, such as, your poor family has been thrown into the middle of this, relay that he
Ooh.
feels sympathy for Alyssa and her family. However,
It's like trying to guilt trip her in a
What do you
way
know
to
about
make her
this
tell
whole
the truth.
investigation or mess?
She is still missing. They're out looking for her. They don't want more volunteers because there's no volunteers so far. This is really big. They've had helicopters
Yeah, they have.
searching as well. And I don't know, that's pretty much what I know.
As noted previously, she responds cognitively rather than from a place of feeling. She doesn't have much to say about her family when Toby and Sergeant Rice start empathizing with what Elizabeth's family must be feeling. And interestingly, her face falls into a neutral expression, and she stays silent.
It's very sad for her.
Yeah,
Can
her-
you imagine if it was missing? God, it would be awful.
Yeah, and her mom
Same
and her
here.
family has.
I mean, that's why they're making such a big deal about this.
Yeah.
Everything, like I said, if it, I mean, you can
can't
understand
keep
why all this
thundering
is
down
going
the
on.
stairs when I was screaming outside. I mean, I just can't.
I know, I've got kids, so I can't even imagine. What do you think happened to Elizabeth?
Sergeant Rice moves into opinion questions now. Many interrogation questions are closed, meaning they warrant a yes or no response, or elicit a single fact or piece of information.
Wait, I can see that kind of question making somebody nervous. Like, especially if they did it. Like, what do you think happened to Elizabeth? Because subconsciously, they know what they did. Not even subconsciously, consciously, they know what happened to him. So on the spot, you're being asked, what do you think about the person that you killed? And you have to come up with a story.
Opinion questions are open-ended. Interrogation studies have shown that open-ended questions will get all suspects to talk longer and to be more likely to divulge incriminating evidence without even realizing it.
I really don't think she would run away because she's 9. And the way they've been searching for 2 days, never got any sign of her. So I think that maybe someone kidnapped her or something. Terrible thing, but I don't know what else to.
Yeah, it is terrible.
Innocent individuals might be more likely to mention that they don't know. Guilty individuals might feel more compelled to provide an explanation that doesn't fit with the crime they committed. We see this as Alyssa evades the topic of murder.
Would she have easily been lured into a car?
Oh, you know what? That's true. Yeah. If you're innocent, you feel more comfortable with just being able to say, I don't know, because you're not worried about appearing suspicious because you truly just don't know. But somebody who did it would make sure to say something opposite of what they did. Something that they did, something to say, oh, I mean, maybe she was kidnapped and taken somewhere over there. They would make sure to say something like that to attempt to lead the interrogators somewhere else.
Do you think somebody did something to her? I mean, is that
seems most likely, because I don't think she'd be the kind of person that would like hide or stay out all night or anything like that.
okay? Is there anybody in that area you can think of that would, I mean, that comes to mind that you would think of that would do that? Is there anybody that, knowing your neighbors, that you would?
No.
Rice baits Alyssa to place blame. Guilty suspects commonly deflect and offer helpful explanations, as Alyssa does here.
But there is a lot of cars that drive down the highway.
Okay, just a few opinion questions. I'm just asking your opinion because.
What follows are loaded questions. Here is the first one broken down.
What type of person do you think would do this sort of thing to a 9-year-old girl?
1. It's assumptive. It assumes that someone did something to Elizabeth. 2. It's vague. It assumes that someone did something but doesn't specify what that something is. 3. Use of this versus that. This is used as a definite article. In grammar, the function of a definite article is to imply but not state what is being referred to. In other words, this is used in such a way that the speaker is assuming that the listener knows what this is. Further, this implies that something is closer to the listener, whereas that implies that something is further away.
Ooh, wow, that's really smart. Holy shit.
Or use of 9-year-old girl. This is distancing language, or language that creates psychological distance from the main topic of discussion, i.e. use of that versus my. Up until this point, they've referred to Elizabeth by name. It also calls attention to Elizabeth's vulnerability. 5. It's a mirror. Guilty parties are forced to analyze themselves and resultingly come face to face with who they are and why they did what they did. This can produce observable signs of cognitive dissonance, a subjective experience of discomfort when 2 or more ways of thinking, feeling, or otherwise experiencing clash. The dissonance may include discordant ideas, beliefs, behavior, etc.
What type of person do you think would do this sort of thing to a 9-year-old girl?
A sick person, like someone that, I don't know, can put down all their morals and just take a 9-year-old girl.
Someone who does their hair exactly like mine. Somebody who wears red flannels with a white tie-dye shirt underneath. Yeah, I don't know.
Alyssa pauses, stutters, and struggles to get the words out. She's looking in the mirror. She parrots Rice, 9-year-old girl, using a parallel tone and inflection. Sociopaths and psychopaths hide in plain sight by observing and mimicking the mannerisms and behaviors of those around them. The word this served as a placeholder. Whatever Alyssa said would represent what she knew this to be, but Alyssa evaded this trap. She could have filled that placeholder with kill, but she filled it with take. On the other hand, this could be seen as a slip-up, as Alyssa did technically take Elizabeth into the woods.
Whenever we find out what happened to her, if somebody did something to her, what do you think should happen to them?
I think they should get convicted. Well, yeah, because all the trouble that they caused and stuff.
Alyssa is faced with her fate. We can see and hear her cognitive dissonance in her ums.
She's
pauses.
talking about herself and like what her consequence should be. So like, I feel like somebody innocent would be like, oh yeah, they deserve life in prison easily. If you guys catch them and something was done to the 9-year-old, yeah, lock them up for life. But because she kind of knows in the back of her head she's fucked, she's like, I mean, they should get convicted and taken to court, give them a chance.
Which all indicate discomfort. There are many areas in which Alyssa could slip up and incriminate herself. For instance, she could use possessive language, say I instead of they. She may be aware of this, suggestive from her halting breaks in speech. The next questions that follow are direct and straight to the point, even though he prefaces that he asks everybody these questions.
I'm going to ask you because I ask everybody. Did you do anything to her?
No.
Did you cause her disappearance?
No.
Did you kill her?
No.
Okay. Do you know where she's at right now?
No.
Okay.
Alyssa's responses may seem convincing. She says no with conviction, appearing to shake her head back and forth in tandem. We covered that inconsistencies between verbal and nonverbal behaviors imply lying. So why do Alyssa's verbal and nonverbal behaviors appear consistent with one another? A closer look reveals that Alyssa ever so slightly nods her head up and down after each no response. Incongruent head movements are more often subtle, as we see with Alyssa, than exaggerated. Directly following the big question, did you kill Elizabeth? Alyssa says no, and begins to shake her head back and forth, but stops halfway. She's not committed to what she's saying.
I may have, I'm new to this. Like, so was playing with,
That's my understanding.
and when was that?
Oh, they were sometime after I had gone in the forest, because I guess I just decided to go over to Elizabeth's.
Oh, after you ran away and she went to find somebody new to play with.
Yeah, go ahead. Do I need to stop?
Yes.
Yeah.
You okay?
Do you need some water? Okay.
You do. Okay.
After a break in the interrogation, Alyssa sits quietly in the room alone. Rocking back and forth, as with other repetitive body movements, is a self-pacifying nonverbal behavior. Toby takes advantage of downtime to build rapport with Alyssa.
Here's on your rugby team.
Uh,
It's not through the school. It's too dangerous. Like with precious. Right.
As soon as Detective Rice re-enters the room, Alyssa begins to immediately display the self-pacifying behavior of hair stroking, something she didn't do right until the moment Rice reappeared.
Oh yeah, that's a really good observation. When this guy was gone, which is the guy that was actually asking her the tough questions, that's when she was doing all the hair stuff and the rocking back and forth. When he was gone, all of that behavior stopped because she wasn't nervous anymore.
All right.
I'm good.
Okay. Everybody good? Everybody good on drinks and everything? So, okay.
Alyssa sits expressionless as Rice and Toby exchange lighthearted small talk.
You know, I used to talk to my parents, you know, and they said, you know, I grew up listening, we didn't have TV, we had a radio. And I'm like, God, you didn't have a television? You didn't have the internet?
Sergeant Rice asks about Elizabeth Olten's cell phone and tells Alyssa that law enforcement knows Elizabeth had her phone at the time of her disappearance. She's told that with the software available to law enforcement, they can find any cell phone anywhere on the planet. It's a simple scare tactic, but it's a way to say that any lies will be found out.
Is there any reason at all that your fingerprints would be on that cell phone?
Ooh.
Okay. So if that's
Oh yeah, I forgot they pinged Emma's cell phone. That's the child, right? That's her name, right? Emma? They pinged her cell phone and located it. And then now they're asking, we wouldn't find your fingerprints on it, right?
right.
Oh, Elizabeth. Sorry, I get the two little girls' names mixed up. So Emma's the sister, Elizabeth. Yeah, Elizabeth is the missing dead girl. Yeah.
So if that cell phone were processed, your fingerprints would not be on it.
right.
Can you think of any reason why? Have you ever touched that cell phone? Have you ever held that cell phone? I mean, in the past, anytime at all? Now, it's my understanding that did the FBI do a search or something of the house where you guys lived?
Mhm.
Tell me about that. What you said they searched your room.
Yes.
Other marijuana seeds and that sort of stuff. Did they find anything?
Nope.
Okay. Did they take anything?
They took my sheet and a pillowcase, I think.
Did they take anything else?
I don't think so. I haven't really surveyed anything.
Okay.
I think they took clothes
So they took everything.
and a diary. I mean, they gave us a list. It's not all coming to me what was on the list, but there's a long list.
This moment is incredibly significant. Up until this point, Alyssa had no idea her diary was collected as evidence.
I mean, they gave us a list.
Wait. Okay, spoiler from me. I think I saw this on TikTok. If she thought she was fucked before, she is terrified right now. I think it came out that she wrote something so incriminating in her diary. And they just retrieved it. She just found out that they retrieved her diary. I think she wrote some messed up stuff in there.
You ever gone through the diary?
I've looked at some of it, yes.
Did you know that?
No.
Does it make you angry?
Totally don't.
Yeah. It's kind of your private, personal thoughts, isn't it?
Alyssa's bedroom was anything but ordinary of what you would expect for a 15-year-old girl. The
Wait,
room
that
was
scared the fuck out of me. What is that? This Joker thing scared the fuck out of me.
was anything but ordinary of what you would expect for a 15-year-old girl. The room was messy, with clothes thrown on the floor, but it was the bizarre writings all over her walls that caught investigators' attention, and a drawn figure with slash marks to their head and arms, with the name Emma, Alyssa's younger sister, written next to it.
Ew, wait, what did she write there? It was written in blood. It was written in blood. She snitched on herself the entire time.
Slash marks to their head and arms, with the name Emma, Alyssa's younger sister, written next to it. Some of these writings, including dark poems, were written in pen and marker, but others looked like they'd been written in blood. Letters and cards were taped up onto the walls from her father, who was still in prison at the time, and on Alyssa's bed, hidden under a blanket, was her journal. She wrote down her thoughts and feelings like any normal teenage girl, but nothing could prepare the investigators for what else they would find inside.
Ooh, yeah, it's coming, chat. What we're gonna see in this diary of hers, yeah, it's crazy.
The journal was filled with disturbing thoughts, including Alyssa's desire to burn a house down with a family inside. She wrote another entry which stated, "If I don't talk about it, I bottle it up, and when I explode, someone is going to die." Her last entry, dated Wednesday, October 21st, was the same day Patty Olton reported Elizabeth's disappearance to the police.
I can offer something here too. Yeah, she tried to scratch out this. There's a reason she tried scratching out this specific page. Investigators are going to recover what was scratched out under, because I mean, you can even tell from this picture, it's not fully scratched out. She didn't do a good job. They're going to recover the text underneath.
Alyssa had scribbled the words out in blue ink, thinking no one would ever figure out how to read them. Despite her efforts to cover up the entry, investigators were able to read the disturbing original writing. I just fucking killed someone. I strangled them and slit their throat and stabbed them. Now they're dead. I don't know how to feel at the moment. It was amazing. As soon as you get over the, oh my god, I can't do this feeling, it's pretty enjoyable. I'm kind of nervous and shaky though right now. Okay, I gotta go to church now, LOL. This entire time,
15-year-old girl talking about how invigorating it was to do this. It's almost like she's texting a friend the way she's like writing.
okay, I gotta go to church now, LOL. This entire time, Detective Rice was well aware of the sickening confession Alyssa had
So the investigator the whole time knew from beginning to end. No wonder he wasn't buying her bullshit. From the beginning, knew about this journal entry.
and was waiting up until this moment to confront her and take her completely off guard. From this point onward, there will be a massive shift in Alyssa's demeanor as she realizes the games are over.
Do you think they went through your diary?
If they collected it, then most likely.
He remains silent for 13 seconds, and you can see how uncomfortable Alyssa becomes. He will continue to use long moments of silence to make Alyssa uncomfortable, and eventually draw out a confession.
Oh, no, yeah, the silence is gonna get her because he hasn't been doing that up until this point. So she just knows they went through it and he knows.
What? Well, I think I'm just embarrassing things they find it happy.
The most important aspect of reading body language is analyzing clusters rather than individual indicators. In the following clip, you'll see a cluster of indicators that Alyssa exhibits, suggesting she is experiencing high levels of stress. She smacks her lips, swallows, flips her hair.
Wait, did she
So then-
say what's up? She said what's up, like what's up?
Exhibit what is known as the freeze response, which is a limbic system response to danger. She gets so still, she almost appears to be a statue.
We talked a little bit earlier about technology.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you write something down,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Let's say you write it down in pencil, and then you take a pen and try real hard to scratch it out.
Ooh, he's gonna
That
break it
doesn't
to her.
go away. It's still there. And forensically, actually, you don't even need a whole lot of forensics. If you hold it up to a light, you can see what was written. And then when that's processed forensically, every word, every stroke is still there. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do is find out what happened to the little girl.
Okay.
Alyssa's face, though a bit grainy in the footage, is almost frowning. She's struggling to keep it together, giving only short
Oh yeah, she is frowning. She's like, oh man, fuck.
racist questions. Then, Rice drops another bombshell.
I need to know what the truth is. We have your diary. We read your diary,
Mm-hmm.
including the last entry.
Dude, and then the grandma is here. Remember that. I low-key forgot. The grandma herself is probably also in her head like, holy shit, wait, she's going through this too.
He goes silent for a full 70 seconds. Just over a minute. It may not seem like a very long time, but when you're in an interrogation and under pressure, this silence must have felt like the longest silence Alyssa ever endured.
Yeah.
And you can see her face start to falter. Maybe her eyes are watering up, but it's hard to tell. Some argue that the first person who breaks silence in an interrogative setting loses the round. Alyssa indulges the silence, which might be more telling than if she objected to Rice's implication. Alyssa could be brainstorming. She could be terrified. It looks like there was a moment when Alyssa might break, but then she seems to reset her emotions and remain quiet, staring back at Sergeant Rice.
We both know what we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm.
Where's she at?
I don't know.
Where's your name, Grace?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Is she really gonna try and still act dumb? He just told you they found your journal entry where you literally said you killed her.
Turn's gonna catch us off guard. Okay, we need you to be honest. Just be honest. If you know something, then say it. Okay.
Toby is making a serious error here by involving herself in the questioning. She is a juvenile officer, and in taking this role, she's supposed to be acting as Alyssa's advocate, not as an interrogator.
Oof,
She is-
Ewu. Ewu just called you an amateur. Gosh.
She's supposed to be acting as Alyssa's advocate, not as an interrogator. She is limited to observing the interrogation and protecting Alyssa's rights. She is crossing the line here. And due to this mistake, the confession was later ruled inadmissible in court, citing deceptive tactics being used to draw a confession out of Alyssa.
Oh, wow. So she really fucked up. This junior investigator. Oh, gosh.
You need to tell us the truth. You need to tell us what happened. If this was an accident, that's fine, but we need the truth.
With Rice saying it's fine if it, meaning the death of Elizabeth, was an accident. This is the minimization part of the Reed technique that's been used throughout this entire interrogation. Minimization is an interrogator's attempt to decrease a suspect's resistance to confessing by downplaying the seriousness of the crime. We can tell Alyssa is teetering on the precipice of confessing, toying with the idea. Cornered by two questioners, she tightly compresses her lips as she builds the courage to confess.
We have to know the truth. That's all I'm asking for, is whatever happened. I have to know the truth. This is not going to go away. All I'm asking for is the truth.
I don't know what's in the diary. I don't know the truth.
That's what I'm asking. Tell us what happened.
The lip pull is a micro-expression that signals intense displeasure, dislike, or disagreement. In sports, players will often exhibit the lip pull after a loss. They are resistantly admitting defeat. Alyssa exhibits the lip pull here. This may speak to Alyssa's mindset. Is this remorse or regret? Or is it defeat? The interrogator will now begin to reiterate the accident theory, and at this point, I think Alyssa's grandmother is losing her mind in a very quiet and composed way.
No, yeah, see, that's what I pointed out. Like, the grandma has been here observing everything. She's not dumb. She's been sitting here in this room throughout all of the really intense silence moments as well. So she knows why these investigators were being silent sometimes. It's because they clearly know something very sinister about your granddaughter.
This family needs closure, okay? Let's start at the beginning. Is this something that was planned out, or was this just an accident?
It was an accident.
Okay.
Oh, so that's a subtle confession right there. She's saying it was an accident now. Oh, so like now, regardless, they're now on the track of she's dead now. Like the girl is dead.
Investigators often offer a chance for suspects to admit that the crime was an accident, even if all evidence suggests otherwise. This is a method for interrogators to get a foot in the door. The suspect admits to the crime, thinking they will be perceived as being less culpable, a form of minimization. It's telling that there was a pause between the words it and was.
It was an accident.
She's quickly thinking about her options and whether she can lie her way out of this situation.
Well, this is a starting point then. That's kind of what I thought.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Why don't we start with...
Oh, she's cracking. Oh, she's cracking. She's starting to cry because she knows she's fucked. She's not crying because she feels bad. She's crying because, oh. And then the grandma, she's crying because, I mean, she's finding out that her granddaughter killed somebody.
Why don't we start with what happened? You got home at 3:30?
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened from there?
I went in the forest. Like I said.
Yeah, tell us about those holes you were digging again.
Was it there?
Yeah. So was there in the forest?
Yes.
Was she alone?
Yeah.
Okay.
We decided to go hang out. Because it was a nice day. We were just we were just messing around.
You know what I think she's doing? Like this like really long pause we're sitting through right now as she's crying. She's coming up with lies. Yeah, she's coming up with a new story because now she now has to come up with a story explaining the death because now they know it's a death and she died in Alyssa's presence. Elizabeth did. So basically she's stalling.
She died. I didn't know what to do.
Alyssa struggles to inhale. Her windpipe is constricting, which indicates the presence of severe stress. This biological marker of stress suggests Alyssa is legitimately affected. It could likewise be that Alyssa is effectively, intentionally activating a stress response for the sake of believability.
And to lie.
So I burned her body.
What?
Alyssa goes from sobbing to attempting to pull herself together. She abruptly and flatly states the burnt Elizabeth's body. The time it took her to
I did not know that part. What the fuck?
pull herself together is probably how long it took for her to come up with that lie. In reality, she didn't burn Elizabeth, as we'll soon find out what Alyssa actually did to her.
Oh, yeah, so that's a lie, right? What the fuck? Wait, why would she lie about that? To make herself look worse? Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, for all that time to think of a lie, and she just says that.
Start a fire.
I fucking burned her alive. Like, bro, what? I mean, sorry, no, I burned her body.
The only reason it seems she said she burned the body, without knowing how difficult it is to actually burn a body, is because burning would presumably get rid of evidence, and the body of the missing girl everyone is looking for.
Why did you dig that hole? Was that for her? When did you dig the hole? You dug it ahead of time, didn't you?
I dug that hole on Wednesday.
Before you played with her?
Yes.
First, she states she dug the hole the day of the murder, to continue pushing the narrative that it was all just an accident. Then she slips up without even realizing it, stating the truth. The hole was dug on Friday, 5 days prior to the murder. At this point, Alyssa can't even follow her own story. Alyssa admitting to digging the hole before she and Elizabeth hung out establishes premeditation.
She dug the hole, so it was premeditated. She had the hole ready for the day that she murdered the 9-year-old. It would have taken too much time. Like, first you got to kill the 9-year-old, then to dig the hole all in the same day. No, yeah, she was preparing.
So we need to know now the full truth, full disclosure right now, so it doesn't come out later that, no, I wasn't telling the full truth again.
Then he calls her bluff.
How did she kill her?
She died.
How did she die? 9-year-old girls don't just die.
We were messing around, and she fell back and hit her head.
Ooh,
Alyssa
it's
sharply exhales as she responds.
such a bad lie. Such a bad lie. She fell and hit her head. Like, dude, they have the body. They can easily see if there's trauma to the head. They're gonna see the stab wounds to the neck, bro.
Yeah. Oh.
We see Alyssa's emotional appeal to her grandmother. Her emotional stuntedness appears to have limits. Individuals with psychopathic and sociopathic personality traits or tendencies, while
Yo,
removed from
she's
feeling
rolling her
ways, may
eyes.
experience
She's
strong
rolling her
feelings of
eyes. Do you guys see
family
that?
and
She's like, oh god.
Oh my god.
She looked at her mother. I'm not asking any questions right now until we get.
Yeah, poor grandma.
You want to drink water?
Alyssa finally admits to cutting Elizabeth Olten's throat. Alyssa's grandmother cries out in utter anguish and disbelief. Her entire world was just destroyed. Her granddaughter, the one she rescued from a horrible living situation, just admitted to killing a 9-year-old girl. But why did Alyssa kill?
Yeah, dude, we got to remember that the grandma saved this girl from that really toxic household she was in, like with the mom and with the dad. And then to learn that she did what she did, Alyssa, man. Ooh, yeah. The grandma screaming outside, dude.
We hear Alyssa exhale heavily, possibly a sign of relief, as she runs through her actions. She does this multiple times.
What did you use to cut her throat with? A pocket knife? A kitchen knife?
Kitchen knife.
Okay. Where's that kitchen knife now?
The sink.
The sink of your house?
I believe so.
Okay. Did you stab her?
Afterwards.
Stab her body or where? Okay. How many times did you stab her?
2.
Two.
I think.
Alyssa leans on words such as I believe and I think. These phrases often function as hedges. In some instances, hedges serve as softened statements or make them seem more cautious. Imagine how Alyssa would sound when responding to questions without these hedge phrases.
Yeah, you know what else could be a good reason, like why a murderer would want to be like, oh, I believe I stabbed them this many times, or I think it may have been this many gunshots or something. It's so that in the future, when they go to court, they can say, oh, the reason why I don't remember is because I was just not in the right mindset. I was manic. I was mentally ill in that moment. I don't even remember truly exactly what I did. Yeah.
It would be reasonable to conclude that she is consciously employing a social adaptive mechanism, or a learned regularity in human social behavior to mimic the normal flow of human conversation.
Did you hit her with anything first? Or did you just cut her neck? Or what? You tell me what happened.
I cut her throat. She died. But I just stabbed her.
Premeditation has been established because she dug a grave prior to Elizabeth's murder, and Alyssa finally tells Rice what the murder weapon was, a black-handled kitchen knife that she took from her house and hid on her person. It's confirmed that Alyssa slit Elizabeth's throat and then stabbed her. Alyssa only recalls stabbing her twice, but the autopsy later revealed that Elizabeth was stabbed 8 times. When she was finished,
Oh, 8 whole times. She only said 2. She left out an entire 6 stabbings. Jesus. When this goes to court, I mean, they're gonna see that 8 times. That's violent. 2 times, you can at least argue, okay, I only did it to like enough to kill her. 8 times, that is now violent, aggravated murder. Like you're just like, you're reveling in the act.
When you got home from school, about 3:30, what happened from then? Walk me through step by step.
I got home. I went in my room. I still went out before the room. Then I walked over.
When did you dig the hole?
I did that when I was trying to find a place to hide her body.
So did you dig that after you killed her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So at about 5:30, you went out. Did you go to her house to get her?
I went over there and she was outside, so I was like, yeah.
You knew you were going to do it then. Okay. So you went over there about 5:30 and got her. Was she with you?
She was part of the way.
At what point did you make the decision that you were going to kill her?
When we had been at the creek.
I can't wait to hear the motive. That's what I really, really want to know. Like, what the heck fueled her to kill a 9-year-old?
Why?
serial killers murder victims who are readily available, easily accessible, vulnerable, isolated, or weak, And desirable, uniquely appealing. Elizabeth was a neighbor, easily accessible. She was a 9-year-old girl, vulnerable. One can only speculate how Elizabeth might have uniquely appealed to Alyssa.
Dude, what the hell? And desirable? That's weird, but like, oh God, it's gonna be one of those annoying cases, isn't it? Where it's like, oh, I don't know why I did it. I just felt like doing it.
The way Alyssa cannot identify why she did what she did, just as she seems to struggle to identify her emotions. Was 15-year-old Alyssa a premature, fledgling serial killer?
You just decided. So is her body should still be there.
I burned it and then like scattered it in the creek.
Into the creek?
Yes.
Is the creek full of water?
Yes.
So it wasn't burned up all the way, was it?
No.
No, because it's hard to burn a body.
Right.
So you kind of pushed what was left of the body into the water. Was the water moving pretty fast?
Kind of.
Okay. And then what did you do from there? You had the knife, and then show me what happened from there.
I just walked back and came inside.
Did you walk back this path that you showed me?
Yes.
The conversation turns back to the hole.
What about the hole, though?
Yes, the holes. The holes.
It was just there.
No, it wasn't just there.
The hole was just there, officer. It just appeared. The hole just holed. Sometimes the ground just be holing, officer.
Yeah, it was there.
When did you dig it?
Oh, 5 days prior, right?
Before I came home.
Who helped you?
No.
Grandpa helped you, didn't he?
No.
Oh, wait, could the grandpa be a suspect?
Helped her.
What?
Bryce asks her if her grandfather helped her since he was home at the time the murder took place.
You didn't have a shovel with you.
I had a knife.
You did not. I was out there for 5 hours.
You're clearly underestimating her hole digging ability, officer. This is the hole digging expert.
Grandpa loves you very much, doesn't he? Grandpa will do anything for you. I know you want to protect him.
I did not like her about anything.
Who helped you?
No one.
We're going to put them all on a polygraph.
Okay.
This is a very common tactic in interrogations. Once the suspect is open about events, they'll try to get more and more information out of them. The investigators will treat this crime as if it involves accomplices until other parties can be eliminated. The whole becomes the topic of discussion yet again.
You've got to tell the truth. You're not telling the truth on this part.
Yeah, I really hope the grandpa isn't involved, because that just means the grandma's going to go through 2 losses. Like, she's going to lose her granddaughter, and then now she's going to lose her husband.
Why does it even matter now?
It does matter because we have got to find out the truth.
No, you already know it.
We have got to know the full truth. Tell us the truth.
It doesn't want to way back.
No, you didn't. You didn't have a shovel.
It was the Friday one.
You're telling the truth about how you killed her. I believe that because that matches your diary. Just tell the truth.
Oh, she fucked up again, bro. This investigator rookie.
Toby assumes a critical role in facilitating Alyssa's confession.
I took it Friday.
It was a day that was.
No one helped me.
Was it your grandpa?
No one helped me. I did it by myself.
It's interesting to see how Alyssa goes from trying to lie and pretend she had nothing to do with the missing little girl to finally admitting she dug a grave and killed her. But Sergeant Rice and Toby can't believe that she committed the crime herself or dug the hole. They think her grandfather had something to do with it too. They are almost giving Alyssa away to continue her lie, but she's probably the most truthful when they try to implicate her grandfather. Probably out of love for him, because if there were ill feelings between them, there's no doubt she would attempt to throw him under the bus.
Did you do anything else to her body?
No.
Who have you told about this?
No one.
No one. Did you tell your grandpa?
No.
Did you tell your friend?
No.
Did you tell him?
Ooh, did you guys catch that? He asked her, did you tell your boyfriend? And she's just said no to that. And the boyfriend earlier in this video admitted to her telling him what she did, everything she did to her. Yeah, she lied about that just now.
There's a good reason that the investigators think Alyssa didn't act alone. Even her boyfriend said that he doesn't think she could have carried out the crime by herself, quite literally.
I think she did this alone.
She couldn't have.
I don't think she did.
I mean, she could barely lift me.
I know.
Ooh.
Who would be the person that would help?
The only good friend that I know of that she always came out with in the back was a girl named, but that's about it.
She's right. Toby's right. You've done the hard part on this. One thing I can assure you, Melissa, I can assure you, from working in a lot of homicides for the last 13 years, I do got a crummy job. The truth is going to come out. Every one of these that I work, where you're sitting here right now, going through the agonizing part of not wanting to come this last portion and tell on someone else, but we're still having a problem here with this hole and the rest of it because you've been lying to us on that. You see, I mean, none of your times make any sense on you didn't dig it with a knife. We know that didn't happen.
It was Friday with the shovel.
This is where we see the shift from the lesser charge of involuntary manslaughter, a crime of passion, to that of a premeditated murder. It's clear Alyssa planned her crime.
That's way worse, right? Involuntary manslaughter, premeditated. Oh, no, yeah, that's definitely a way heavier charge, right? Because premeditated implies intent. Involuntary manslaughter, I mean, hence the name involuntary. There's like, I feel like that would be lesser.
From beginning to end, she planned to lure Elizabeth into the woods to play and to dig a grave a few days before she killed her. There were signs leading up to the murder that either people didn't pay attention to, wrote off as someone just seeking attention, or it was entirely possible that they didn't think anything was wrong. Alyssa seemed to live a double life. At school, she had friends and pulled good grades, never letting them fall below a B average. Her teacher said she was a smart kid and never had any behavioral issues in school. Her social media presence showed an entirely different Alyssa. Her YouTube bio listed her hobbies as cutting and killing people. Her Twitter page gave an insight into some of Alyssa's more concerning thoughts.
Dude, these types of selfie faces were always done back then. I swear, these were so common.
She had hobbies as cutting.
The whole, like, the opening mouth thing. It's very like...
Her social media presence showed an entirely different Alyssa.
It's like the Wojak meme.
Her Twitter page gave an insight into some of Alyssa's more concerning thoughts, as she often wrote about depression, addiction, and terror. In particular, one tweet read, "All I want in life is a reason for all this pain." These types of comments weren't at all unusual for Alyssa. Case documents show that one of Alyssa's friends was interviewed by police. They said that over the last couple of years, Alyssa had said to them, "I wonder what it would feel like to kill someone." According to a friend, Alyssa would even talk about what would happen if she did kill someone, speculating about whether or not she would get caught, and how exactly she would kill someone. The friend thought she was joking.
God, can you close your mouth, please?
She'd even said something similar to her boyfriend.
Yourself, have you ever, do you know what it feels like to kill somebody?
She asked you that?
Wait, what did she ask him? She said it to herself. Do you know what it feels like to kill someone? Oh, so she was talking to herself, but the boyfriend heard it.
Do you know what it feels like to kill somebody?
She asked you that? What did you say?
No.
I don't know.
What else she
asked her.
That was it.
That was it.
We just started watching that movie. I didn't even think anything about it.
You didn't think about when somebody asked you, do you know what it feels like to kill somebody? You don't think that's off.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too. That's very strange to say. She asked you a question like, do you ever wonder what it's like to kill someone? Nah, let's just watch this movie, babe. Like, just like nothing happened? Like, you seriously thought nothing about that?
She's emo, and emos think about that kind of
She's
stuff.
what?
She's emo,
Bro was just
so
there
emos
trying to
think about
nut.
that kind of stuff.
What's emo?
People like to cut themselves and stuff like that, so. And think dark things.
Okay.
I didn't know.
But then on either Wednesday, October 21st, or Thursday, October 22nd, Alyssa called her friend. Depending on which day it actually was, it was either the day she killed Elizabeth or the following day. Alyssa told the friend that she had done something really bad. The friend asked her if she knew about the little girl that was missing, and Alyssa told her yes, but asked why she was asking. Alyssa repeated over and over to the friend that it was all supposed to be a game. There were videos on her YouTube channel that involved doing dangerous things like touching a live electric fence around her grandparents' horse paddock. She forced her twin brothers to touch it and edited the video to say, right before the boys touched the fence, "This is where it gets good, where my brothers get hurt." Experts say that all of this, along with her other behaviors, indicate that Alyssa had a sadistic need to hurt others and got a lot of pleasure from it, even experiencing a release of all the painful emotions she held deep inside her. Alyssa didn't just try to hurt others, as she often directed the need to inflict pain on herself. At a young age, Alyssa had started hurting herself. All of this came to a head when at 13, she attempted to take her own life. She fully recovered and spent time in a mental health facility.
Oof, she was unfortunately very messed up mentally from the beginning. Okay, there is no denying that. We hate to see it. I hate to see it whenever the murderer in these cases try to claim that they're not right in the head, that blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, facts are facts. She did go through a very messed up childhood. I mean, she's still a child here. I mean, she's 15, and she grew up with an abusive father. There is no denying that she was not well up here. That doesn't excuse what she did, though. I mean, I hope she gets life in prison. I'm really still hoping for that, to be honest.
Was prescribed the antidepressant Prozac. She began to see several counselors during her time at the facility, and once she was released, she underwent intensive outpatient treatment. So while she ended up getting help, it didn't really help her. Back in the interrogation room, Sergeant Rice is trying to get Alyssa to empathize, or at the very least sympathize with the Olden family about how they need help recovering Elizabeth's body so they can have closure. While that may be the first priority for the victim's family, it's law enforcement's priority to recover the body so a forensic autopsy can be performed to corroborate the suspect's statements and generate additional evidence for the prosecution. Toby begins to explain to Alyssa that the judicial system treats people who tell the truth differently than those that lie. This is when Alyssa finally drops the story about burning the body and tells them what she really did to Elizabeth Olden.
We're going to have to talk some more about this, obviously. But for right now, I need to get a larger map.
Now's the time to just tell the truth. That's all you have to do is tell the truth. There's parts of your story that don't make sense. They don't make sense even to me. Because I am your advocate and I am here to protect you. I'm not going to ask them questions, but there's statements that you're making that don't make sense. It's evident that you're lying. And we treat people who can't be honest completely different than we treat people who can be honest. You can be honest. You can tell us what happened. Even if you aren't protecting people you feel obligated to protect, we at least know we can help you. Okay? So he's going to walk out. And like he said, he can't come back and talk. But don't you want to have told him the truth right from the beginning? This is your opportunity. Get your opportunity.
Okay, good. Slit her throat, I strangled her.
I'm dead. Oh my god, I'm dead. The way she just like spit that out. The investigator here is rambling so hard, you know, trying to get her to cooperate. And then she said it so dryly. Okay, I strangled her and I slit her throat. Oh my god.
You strangled her?
Mm-hmm.
You strangled her with your hands?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a knife on you?
Yes.
Did you cut her throat at any time?
Like
Yes.
instantly.
Cut her throat afterwards?
Instantly.
Okay, so you strangled her first until she was unconscious, dead, and then you slit her throat.
Mm-hmm.
And did you stab her then?
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything else to her? Okay. And then what happened after that?
Bury your body.
You buried her?
Yes.
Your body's still out there?
I think so.
It's unclear why Alyssa seems so unsure that Elizabeth's body will be in the same location. The implication by Detective Rice is that Alyssa may have had help, and it's interesting to note how uncertain she is that Elizabeth will still be there.
You didn't bother agent?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I don't know if you guys heard that. The investigator asked her, like, is the body still there? She's saying, I think so. If she worked alone, she would be certain that it's still there. Like, that's where she left it. But because she's saying, I don't know if it's still there, that implies almost certainly that somebody helped her. She doesn't know if the body's still there because it's possible that the person who worked with her, maybe he could have moved it. So
Finally, the truth. She strangled her, stabbed her, slit her throat, and then buried the body in the hole she dug on Friday. Interestingly, the specific hole that has been in question the entire interrogation was never used as the gravesite of Elizabeth Olten.
oh,
The hole that I
oh
saw.
my god, the hole was not part of this. Hey, maybe Alyssa truly was just a hole digging enthusiast.
Alyssa had dug 2 holes that Friday. The first hole that had been discussed at length in the interrogation ended up being the one law enforcement found early on, but Alyssa says that she couldn't dig too deep in that area, so she moved to another area where she could, and that's where they would find a 9-year-old Elizabeth Olten's body.
So it was a different hole.
As the interviewer has noted, the 2 holes are interesting, but not everyone buys Alyssa's explanation. There is a theory that Alyssa may have dug 2 holes because she had originally planned to kill her 2 younger brothers. However, this theory hasn't been...
Oh, wait, what?
Because she had originally planned to kill her 2 younger brothers.
Oh, that would line up. I do understand why that theory would even exist because, I mean, she's already shown the capacity to kill people close to her, people closely affiliated to her siblings. It wouldn't be outside the realm of possibility she would want to kill people that are directly related to her, such as her younger brothers.
However, this theory hasn't been corroborated, and so we may never know exactly why Alyssa chose to dig 2 holes. Now that the story is clearly laid out, they've established how the murder was done and where the body is. Sergeant Rice moves on to the motive, the reason Alyssa did it.
Why did you kick her?
I don't know. Should just be.
Was there something about her? Did you just want to know what it was like to kill someone?
Yeah, I just wanted to know.
Alyssa appears to cry, but her response carries a tone of indifference. For real killing, it is the act of killing someone for sheer excitement. Alyssa killed Elizabeth because she wanted to know what it would feel like.
I
Real
hate
killing stems
cases
from a
like
place of
that where
powerlessness.
there's no
These
real
killers grow
motive.
empowered
It's just
by their
like,
murders.
you know, I just wanted to kill to see how it feels. You couldn't contain your morbid curiosity, so you took a little 9-year-old girl's life away. Like, her life hadn't even started yet, for real.
You're gonna keep doing that.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if a girl like her had BPD.
Oh, God.
She breaks down once Rice leaves to retrieve a larger map. Toby attempts to reassure Alyssa. Again, we see her emotional instability. She struggles to self-regulate.
I see something.
Okay, how often?
Every 5 to 6 weeks, she's a psychiatrist.
Do you have a counselor?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. What medication are you on?
Prozac.
Is anybody here on Prozac? Just curious, because that's the thing that they prescribe to people with depression, right? I don't know if anybody here has experience with that, with Prozac.
Prozac is a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor, SSRI, an antidepressant medication primarily used to treat major depressive disorder. If Alyssa has an underlying mood disorder, like bipolar disorder, she might experience increased psychotic symptoms, as disorders like these are sensitive to imbalanced levels of serotonin. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter that plays a role in modulating mood, sleep, and cognition. Specifically, antidepressants prevent the breakdown of serotonin, which may lead to an overabundance in individual systems. Psychosis looks different from individual to individual, but it can involve increased aggression, hallucinations, delusions, mania, and other psychotic symptoms. Psychosis, characterized by paranoid hallucinations, delusions, and aggression, may lead to violent behavior.
What's y'all's experience with it? Like, does it work? I'm genuinely curious about Prozac, I guess, because I think it's a heated subject, right?
What we're going to do right now is kind of get some things lined up to go out there and have you point out that side where she's at. Would you be able to do that?
Once alone, Alyssa almost immediately regulates her breathing. Her head hangs low.
The reality is, though, your grandmother loves you, and love doesn't stop. Okay? I want you to think nobody loves you. Your grandparents love you.
I
Love is
don't.
unconditional.
Absolutely.
I don't love her.
She loves you unconditionally. Now, she's not going to understand why this happened. And there are going to be some, you guys have, you know, I have to sugarcoat this. You guys have some rough times ahead of you. But she's not going to stop loving you. And when you came back home, what did you do with that knife?
Put it in the sink.
Did you clean it?
Yeah.
Describe the knife to me again, please.
It's kitchen knife, like that one with the black handle.
Black handle.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just straight edge? Does it have those serrations in it? You know
It's
what I'm
just
talking
straight
about?
edge.
Straight edge.
I'm gonna get in trouble though.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Because Alyssa's a juvenile, so
You killed somebody, so you are going to be in a little bit of trouble.
Alyssa is then prepped to go out with Sergeant Rice. They're going back to the woods so that she can recount the crime and show them where she buried Elizabeth. Here's the audio from that excursion.
It is date's October 23rd, 2009.
Oh, okay. So they're back in the woods where she buried the 9-year-old, and she's with them now.
2 o'clock. Sergeant David Rice from Missouri State Highway Patrol. And it is Michael Kuti with the Cole County Juvenile Office. And we're here in Cole County at the site where you say this occurred, where you can you walk me through, I want you to walk me through step by step, when you got up here, what actually occurred?
We walked. Here, where everything just happened. And they dragged her in the hole area.
Okay. What happened here?
I strangled her,
Okay.
and then cut her throat and stabbed her.
Okay. When you strangled her, was she facing you?
Yeah.
Okay. So she was facing you, looking towards you.
Mm-hmm.
You strangled her, one hand, 2 hands. Okay. And what happened? Did she stand up, fall to the ground? What happened?
She'd fallen to the ground.
Okay. Was she moving at that point?
No.
Okay. So she was lying on the ground. Was she face down on her
No,
back?
she's on her back.
Okay. And where was, you said earlier you had a knife. Where was your knife at that point?
I put it back in my pocket. Like, not pocket, but like, I held it.
Here, Alyssa doesn't even remember where she placed her knife during the attack. It's unclear if she's even telling the truth still at this point, since every detail seems so muddled.
Which pocket was it in? Front,
It was like
back,
in my waist, below
in
waistband.
your waist?
Yeah, like
Okay.
right there.
Okay. And that was the knife that you told me about with the black handle that you
Yep.
told me earlier.
Man, like, I'm starting to like really envision the scene. Again, this is a 9-year-old girl and she was stabbed in the neck. Imagine, and I'm sorry, like this is kind of graphic to think about, but I can't help but imagine it. The sounds of a little child like that getting stabbed and crying and screaming. Oh my goodness, dude. Like it's just inexcusable. I don't care how rough your childhood was. I hope she gets a life sentence, dude.
Okay. What did you do with the knife?
I put it in the sink.
No, when you were here, once you said she was on the ground not moving, you said, after that point, what did you do?
I cut her throat and then stabbed her
You cut her throat and stabbed her. Where did you stab her?
in her chest area.
In her chest area?
Yeah.
In the front or in the back?
Front.
In the front. Okay. How many times?
Twice, I believe.
Alyssa's story still doesn't add up. Although continually claiming she stabbed Elizabeth twice, the autopsy report revealed she was stabbed a total of 8 times in the chest.
Twice. Okay. What happened after that? Dragged her into this hole over here?
There it is.
Okay. And when did you dig that hole?
Friday.
Okay. How did you cover her up? Did you have a shovel or something here?
I just used my hands.
Use your hands? Okay. And this is the hole over here? She's in her, how deep is that hole?
It's not very deep.
Okay. All right. Okay, and I think we talked about everything else back at the office. I just wanted to go over. Is there anything else? This all happened right about here? Please. Pretty sure of that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you leave anything out here that you can think of?
I think you dropped a piece of gum somewhere.
You did?
She did.
She dropped a piece of gum? Where do you think that was at?
I'm not sure. It's probably under some leaves now, but
What happened to her phone?
I'm pretty sure it's in her pocket.
In her pocket?
Yes.
So do you think her phone is in her pocket in that hole?
Yes.
Okay. Did you ever hear it go off?
No.
Alyssa claimed she never heard Elizabeth's phone ring, contradicting Elizabeth's mother, who claimed she called her phone over and over again.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and shut the tape off then.
She used her hands to cover Elizabeth's body with leaves, dirt, and twigs. Once the body was recovered and autopsied, Elizabeth Holton was laid to rest on Wednesday, October 28, 2009.
Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to Elizabeth. She looks so sweet, so cute. 9 years old.
Elizabeth Holton was laid to rest on Wednesday, October 28, 2009. She was buried in a pink coffin and carried to the cemetery by a horse-drawn carriage. Mourners wore pink and released balloons. Elizabeth's aunt described her as the morning sun that pops out over the mountain. She was sunshine, and you couldn't help but love her. In the end, it seems some details just don't add up, and it's clear that investigators believed Alyssa had some sort of help. And along with all the inconsistencies, Dustin's explanation behind how he discovered Alyssa.
Oh, interesting. So they didn't end up finding the person that helped her. Like, it seemed very clear that somebody helped her, but unfortunately they weren't able to get any leads on that.
On Thursday, October 22nd, the day after Elizabeth's murder, Dustin stayed home sick and claimed Alyssa skipped school to spend the day with him at his residence. His mother unexpectedly arrived home at approximately 12:30 or 1 p.m. He ushered Alyssa into a closet to hide, giving her clothes to change into for unknown reasons, and continued to check on her repeatedly while she was hiding. While Dustin's mother was getting into the shower, he claimed Alyssa suddenly confessed that she strangled, cut, and killed the girl. He then claimed he told her she had to leave, guiding her to go out the front door while his mother was in the shower. This was his last alleged communication with Alyssa.
And the day after this happened, you skipped school and you're smoking pot with, right? Did you tell him about this?
No.
Why not? When you guys are you're close. Didn't you feel like you needed to tell somebody?
No, that's not really the kind of thing that you tell people.
Investigators also picked up on what they believed was a slip-up at the beginning of his interrogation.
All I know is what the FBI told me.
What did they tell you?
They told me that she buried him and then slit her throat and stabbed her. She already had a hook dug hole. And then buried her. She wasn't big enough, so they moved her again.
They buried her again?
I mean,
Who's they?
I don't
Ooh, oh shit. Wait, he slipped up right there. He said they, aka plural. Like it wasn't just Alyssa.
Who's they? Who's they?
I didn't
You're not in trouble here, okay? You're not in a lot of trouble here.
I mean, they.
You're not in a lot of trouble here, bud.
It's just what I've been saying for the past couple of days. Because I just couldn't see her doing that by herself. But obviously, you just told me that there was another person involved, and I can believe that.
No, you told me that.
Alyssa was charged with first-degree murder. Yet even though she had confessed and even led law enforcement to the very site where she killed and buried Elizabeth, she entered a not guilty plea. She was certified as an adult on November 18, 2009, due to the adult nature of her crime. The Cole County Circuit Judge assigned to the trial ruled that her crime was vicious and that the Missouri State juvenile facilities were unequipped to deal with someone who could commit such a crime. For over a year, Alyssa stuck to her plea of not guilty. The day before her trial, January 9, 2012, she withdrew her not guilty plea and agreed to plead guilty to the lesser charge of second-degree murder. Since she took the plea deal that had been presented to her, she waived her right to a jury trial, but as a condition of the deal, she needed to get up in front of the courtroom and tell the events of that fateful day. The courtroom was filled with both her family and Elizabeth's family.
Ooh, that's good. That's a really good punishment right there. Force her to go in front of everybody, not just her own family, but the family of the little girl that she killed. Forcing her to explain the entire story in front of them. That's got to be so difficult.
Alyssa told the court what she'd done, speaking in a clear, emotionless voice. She'd strangled Elizabeth with her hands and used the kitchen knife for the rest of the attack. Nearly everyone in the courtroom already knew the details of the murder, since it was well publicized in the media. However, this was the first time hearing it straight from the murderer herself. Elizabeth's mother, Patty, sobbed while Alyssa retold her daughter's murder. There were several reasons that the courts probably reduced the charges. At the time, it was a gray area whether it was legal to sentence a teenager to life without parole. The United States Supreme Court was getting ready to hear another case about 2 teenage murderers, and they needed to decide if life without parole was cruel and unusual punishment for people so young. The defense said that Alyssa was diagnosed with major depression, anxiety disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder from her difficult upbringing, borderline personality disorder, and showed early signs of bipolar disorder. And, more importantly, that all of these diagnoses were the reasons behind her killing of Elizabeth Holton.
No.
Case documents reveal a police interview with a mental health professional.
They were factors, but definitely not the reason behind it. That's still you, dude. I'm sorry, but like depression or not, PTSD or not, bipolar or not, it's murder. Like I don't know. I hate that phrasing.
Case documents reveal a police interview with a mental health professional who had worked with Alyssa for 2 years. They shared that during an annual assessment of Alyssa, only 1 month before the interview and Elizabeth's disappearance, the mental health professional had become concerned that her depression was spiraling and her delinquent behavior was increasing. Alyssa had actually called this mental health professional soon after Elizabeth went missing. During the call, Alyssa said she was distressed about the police being in her house and searching for clues about what happened to Elizabeth. One of the most interesting pieces from the case document is that the mental health professional initially said they had no concern about Alyssa being involved in the little girl's disappearance, because in their experience, Alyssa never expressed a desire to harm anyone else but herself. Another doctor even agreed with this same belief. However, they also conceded that they could be wrong. This interview took place 2 days after Alyssa killed Elizabeth. Alyssa's defense tried to prove she didn't know that murdering someone was wrong. In contrast to this, the mental health professional was asked during the police interview about whether or not Alyssa...
They tried to claim that she didn't know murdering somebody was wrong. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, guys. Me personally, I think innately, I think murdering is not the greatest thing to do.
Alyssa's defense tried to prove she didn't know that murdering someone was wrong. In contrast to this, the mental health professional was asked during the police interview about whether or not Alyssa understood the difference between right and wrong, to which they replied, absolutely. Her defense also pointed out that Alyssa's dose of Prozac was increased only a short time before she killed Elizabeth. They claim that this increase may have played a role in making her behavior unpredictable, and even could have made her more prone to violence. One question that everyone comes back to is why Alyssa had done it. Her grandfather said that the night Alyssa killed Elizabeth, she seemed to be in an unusually good mood. Her mood, along with her journal entry, showed that Alyssa was likely a thrill killer. Thrill killers receive a rush of euphoric adrenaline from the act of killing their victims, which would explain why Alyssa was so happy after the gruesome murder. On February 8, 2012, Alyssa addressed the court and apologized, saying, I really am extremely sorry for everything. I know words can never be enough to describe how horribly I feel for all of this. If I could give my life to get her back, I would. I'm sorry. Alyssa was sentenced to life in prison. But this story doesn't end there. Due to the publicized nature of the crime and the lead up to the trial, Alyssa became something of an underground celebrity. There's an online fan club and Facebook groups in support of
Oh, no, yep. He's gonna talk about the fans, bro. The fans. She has
Set up the
fans.
trial.
Because she's seen, because she's emo, like, yeah.
Alyssa became something of an underground celebrity. There's an online fan club and Facebook groups in support of Alyssa, some displaying artwork of her, and even profiles using her picture, pretending to be her. Alyssa would have been eligible for parole for the first time in 2044, but since the Senate Bill 26 passed, someone convicted as a minor can ask for parole after 15 years. This means there is a chance Alyssa could be up for parole as early as 2027.
Oh, wow. So in 2 years, basically. It's just so common for these fan groups to form online about around these serial killers, these murderers. Kind of like that one incel. What was his name? Elliot Rodger. Yeah. It's basically like this guy. This guy gets edited a lot in the Black Pill community because, I mean, yeah, he's like the poster boy for the Black Pill. So then, yeah, that's one thing I just quickly wanted to address. No, but yeah, really interesting case. Very disturbing, very frustrating. I hate when, like I said, I hate when the motive of these murders is just curiosity. Like I just wanted to do it. I'm troubled up here and I just wanted to take somebody's life just cause. It's very unsatisfactory to me. I hate it. It leaves a very bitter taste in my mouth. I hate it. So yeah, rest in peace one more time to Elizabeth, that little girl. But at least justice was served. Let's leave this girl in 2025, please. Please, no more edits. Yeah, nah, fuck her. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, YouTube, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.